So very much for being patient. Welcome to my segment today in the Social with Rocky House. I am Atandra Jones. I am the Systems Creatrix, and I create systems and automations for your business that are simple and elegant so that you can relax and enjoy running your business. So that is who I am. If you want to learn more about what I do, you can check out my bio. And if you want to learn more about who I am, then invite me to your podcast or your podcast, and I will be more than happy to share some of my story with you. Okay? Awesome sauce. So please make sure, for those of you that are here on Clubhouse, make sure that you are sharing this room in your hallways. We always talk about the type of content that we see in our hallways, and we want to share this kind of content because it changes what it is you see in your hallways. Plus, there's other people that need this too. So please share this in your hallways with your friends, your family, your followers, all of those good things. Okay, so let's get to it. So I'm going to be doing a series over an extended period of time on scaling your business, what you need to scale your business so that you can serve premium clients. I'm going to be talking about what premium clients are, what they're looking for, and more importantly, the systems that you need to have in place in your business if you want to be able to serve premium clients well. So today, I want to cover what premium clients are willing to pay for, how you can find out what they're willing to pay for, and what it means to really craft a premium offer that allows you to serve your premium clients. Now, we are doing things a little bit differently here on Clubhouse, so we won't be bringing anybody up to the stage until the end to ask questions or join the conversation. But I do encourage you to remain active in the chat as I ask questions. And I'm also going to ask for some support from my friend moderators on stage as we have this conversation, because as you all know, I am not a lecturer. I don't like to stand at the board and point at different things and talk about them. I really want to hear your experiences, your questions, and the things that you have to add to the conversation. Okay. All right. So understanding the needs of your premium clients and desires. Now, I want to be very clear in my messaging here. Understanding the needs of your premium clients. And I say that because it's very easy to go down this path of doing general research, right? What do premium clients want? What do premium clients buy? How do premium clients buy? How can I get more premium clients? However, if you are a coach, premium clients are going to be looking for something different from you. If you are a consultant, they're going to be looking for something different from you than they would be looking for from a coach. If you sell products, they're going to be looking for something different from you than they would be from a mentor. If you make clothes, if you build websites, if you do email marketing, if you do hair, if you do nails, whatever you do in your specific business, premium clients are looking for something different from you. So it's important, number one, that you understand the problem that you solve or the experience that you create or you give that gives them pleasure. Right? Because there are people that buy because they have problems that they need solving, right? There are people who buy because they have a certain pain that they need to eliminate. And then there are people who buy because they want to have experiences, they want pleasures, and they're looking for something that's going to fulfill their pleasure in that area. So you need to be extremely clear about exactly what it is that you do, exactly what it is that you offer, exactly the difference between whether or not you solve pain points or you solve problems. What kinds of problems do you solve? If you speak to people's desires, what kinds of desires do you speak to? Who it is that you're speaking to. So that's extremely important. So you want to make sure that you're doing your market research that is specific to your area. What do premium clients who get their hair done and wear hair highlights require, right? Now, The thing about it is you could type that question into Google, or you could type that question into any search engine, and you might not find somebody who's asking that specific question. But utilizing those keywords is going to pop up information. It's going to pop up what people are looking for. So you're going to run into the women who get their hair done, who may wear weave, and who also wear highlights. You're going to find out some of the things that they're talking about, right? What are some of the issues that they have had with other stylists, right? Do they hate having to wait an additional 15 minutes for their appointment? Do they hate the fact that you say that you do highlights, but you didn't give her a proper consultation before doing her highlights? Do they want you to give very specific color swatches? What specifically is it that they're looking for in your specific industry, so that you know what kinds of offers that you need to create, okay? If you are in the business of solving pain points, then you need to identify what specific pain points your premium client has, right? So there's going to be a difference between what the people who purchase your lower cost offers are looking for versus what the people who purchase your higher cost offers are looking for. And I said this a couple of days ago in a different room, specifically to those of you who have businesses that solve problems or that deal with pain points. Understand in this area specifically that the people who purchase your lower cost items may see their pain points as actually being really painful to them, right? And so when you're creating your marketing and you're speaking to them, if you are in a situation where they have to do consultation calls, you're speaking to them from the standpoint of understanding their pain and wanting to eliminate their pain. However, your premium clients, some of your premium clients may not see those pain points as quote unquote pain points. They don't use that language. They see them as problems that need to be solved or puzzles that need to be solved. So it's going to be really important that when you're doing that market research for those who solve pain points and those who solve problems, that you also understand the language that these types of people are using, so that you can speak that language not only in the marketing content that you're creating, but also in the offer that you are crafting. Okay. And then the other part that you want to look at when you are looking at your research, you want to research what it is that your potential clients are asking for. You want to research the kind of language that they use to describe what it is that they do, right? To describe what it is that they're looking for, right? So I'll give my example. We have a larger, let me just say this. We have a parent consulting firm. It's called WGR Now Consulting. Okay. WGR Now Consulting was what we originally set up to serve both premium clients as well as people who may not purchase on that level in terms of products and services, right? What we were finding was that when we weren't talking to premium clients, there was a completely different language that was being used that was not the same language as what our premium clients were using, right? So we talked about systems with premium clients, systems and operations and KPIs and understanding Kanban boards and all of these different kinds of things when it comes to project management and implementation and all kinds of software tool language. But the people who weren't interested in that level of service did not speak that language, right? They were talking about funnels. They were talking about automation. They were talking about AI when that became like a big thing, right? So what we did was we pulled out a small portion from that larger consulting firm and we named it Perfect Flow Funnels. Right? It's named Perfect Flow Funnels because that's the language that people were using at the time, right? Now, the reality is, I said I create systems that allow you to relax and run your business. You may be able to identify with relaxing and running your business, but you may not be able to identify with some of the other language that I use, right? but you definitely know what a funnel is. Most people know what a funnel is, right? And so on the surface, it's like, yeah, she does funnels. Yes, that's what we do. We do funnels, we do automations, we do all of these different things. But when you get on a call with us, that's when you can really see, okay, this is really how they can serve me. So this is a funnel, yes, but it's more than a funnel. It's about the system that allows me to relax and enjoy running my business because these things are being taken care of. So this is what I'm talking about when you're doing the market research and understanding the language that the people that you are desiring to serve utilize to describe whatever it is that they're going through, if that makes sense. Okay. And so the last part on this section, and then I want to open it up to our moderators and for any of you that are here, I would definitely love to hear your thoughts in the chat as well. You have to figure out what is unique about what it is that you do. You have to figure out what is unique about what it is that you do. Because as cutting edge as what you may do is, right, you may have the latest modality in terms of the way that you coach, or the latest structure in terms of the way that you do your implementation, or the latest products in terms of the way that you do your hair, or the latest technology in the way that you create your athletic clothes, right? As novel as you think what you do is, for most of us, it's not really that novel. There are very few people on the planet who are receiving information that is going to be brand new to the planet, and that's a completely different conversation, right? But for the vast majority of us in business, 99.99% of those of us in business, what we are doing is not really that novel. What we're doing is not really that different, right? Perfect flow funnels. We do systems, automations, all of those different kinds of things. There are 100 million billion different companies, probably not that many, but a lot of companies that do systems and automations and AI automation, and they play with AI and all of these different kinds of things. They play with Zapier and this and this and this, right? There are a bunch of companies that do that. Right. But what makes us different is from a lot of other companies in our sphere is that we create systems and automations that are simple, because what most companies do when they automate the back end of your business is they create it in such a way where you need to depend on them for the maintenance of that. And so if you ever decided that you wanted to discontinue your relationship with that company, you have a lot to consider, because, you know, if I discontinue my relationship with the people who implemented my CRM or the people who implemented my email marketing, my business might crash because I don't really know how to use it. Right. And even though they give you these little videos that show you how to do it, the automations that they create are so convoluted, so complex that unless you have a star IT person on your team, you really can't run that on your own. And so one of the differences that makes us unique is that we go in and we look to simplify what's going on in the back end of your business. And our goal is to simplify it and hand it to you, not for you to have us on a month-to-month or a year-to-year retainer. Right. So that's one of the things that makes us different. So when you're doing your market research and you're looking at the language that they're using and you're looking to see what it is that they're looking for, you also want to look and see what else is being offered in the market that is just like what you're offering, and really be clear about what it is that makes you different. Because one of the things that premium clients love to have is some level of exclusivity, right? Some level of, I'm getting something that the average person in my position is not getting. Right? I'm getting an experience that the average person in my business or in my kind of marriage or in my kind of relationship or with my kind of hair or with my type of body or with my kind of hands or with my kinds of nails, whatever, I'm getting an experience that other people are not getting. So you've got to be really clear about what it is that makes you different as well. Okay. So I know I have said a lot. So what I want to do is pause and open up the mic for any of my moderators here that are on the stage. And for those of you who are in the audience, if this is something that you are getting value from, I want you to go ahead and type a 1 in the chat. That would be awesome, awesome, awesome.
I was so busy typing my 1 in the chat. I just wanted to, share an example of what happened with me that relates to what you're sharing right now about exclusivity. I've been sharing meal prep rooms on Clubhouse since maybe about April, because a lot of times when I'm talking to my clients, they're saying things like, I need help with meal planning, I need help with meal prepping. And so I at first had meal planning and meal prepping rooms. We would meet on Friday. That gave them a chance to figure out their shopping list, shop over the weekend, and then we would meet on, the goal was to meet on Sunday to actually do meal prep. And I could tell you the crowds were always small. And I was thinking to myself, so do people really need that or want that? Or, like the fact that, I don't see many dietitians out here offering that, to the general public. So here I was doing it. I wound up shrinking it down to just a meal prep room. And most of the time, again, the crowds were small. Sometimes they would be a little bigger. But what's funny is, I have the challenge going on right now. I opened up a different house so that I could just share it to the community that I had that's in the challenge. And what's funny, I accidentally shared it here in Rocky's house thinking there was some way I could make it private, but I couldn't. But I left the link there, and about 22 people RSVP. Like once I made it something that said that it was private, it was a private meal prep event. I don't know if that made it feel more exclusive. I'm not sure, but all of a sudden I had more people showing up. And I wound up fixing that issue and wound up having it yesterday and had it open to everyone. But I think that private word might have attracted people. So I was thinking to myself, well, maybe I'll do them a favor by making it exclusive and making the events, quote unquote, private, just to pique their interest enough to show up, because at the end of the day, I am trying to help them by having that. So I definitely saw an example of that myself just this weekend. I'll yield my mic.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Who else on stage would like to share? I'm not going to do y'all like that today. You all know that I'm the queen of delayed gratification, so I will sit here. But I won't
I had another ad, but I wanted to give them a chance. What you were saying about you have to know what's out there in the market, like what other people that are in your market are doing, so that you can develop a strategy that sets you apart, or B, even if you're doing the same thing in essence, that you can do it in a way that still is unique for your business. How exactly, like me, what I try to do. I don't see other people. I see other dietitians and nutritionists out there giving people recipes, giving people meal plans. I don't see the hands-on stuff. So that's where I feel like I set myself apart. So I think it's really important to know your competition, know what else is out there, and also what people and what they want, so that they can have those wins and that success in reaching our goals that that they ultimately that they want. So I'll yield my mic there. Oh, and I just thought about it. I took some notes. I love that you said that your company simplifies processes and then hands it back to you. How many times have we been in these rooms and heard people say that they paid a lot of money for a service, for a website, for whatever, and did not realize until it was time to sever that relationship with that person that did their tech, They didn't realize until then that basically, you know, when they stopped paying their fees, that boom, their stuff was down. Or as you said, it was set up in such a way that they realized that they couldn't afford to keep it going. So I'm glad to hear that your company has taken it a step further, and that obviously it's profitable for you, but in the end you're also serving your clients. So kudos to you.
Thank you so much for that. And that last piece is so super important. And I want to say this because there's a lot of talk about utilizing AI. And I want to insert this here because AI is amazing, right? AI can do all of these amazing things. What I want to bring to your attention is that AI does all of these things for you so that you can take that extra time that you're getting back and do the things that are more important in your business. So for those of you, like, for example, I have 4 AI assistants that I've created. One of those AI assistants helps me to do market research. Okay. And so I don't necessarily need to hire a human to do that market research for me, right? Like I put in a couple of parameters and it gives me back what it is that I need in terms of that market research. Now, eventually, I will probably hire a human to manage that part of it, but it's not going to take them 3-4 weeks to get me my market research, right? If you're using AI, or for those of you who have virtual assistants and you're having them help you with this, understand that it's not just about getting the data. It's not just about, okay, I know what other people are selling. I know the conversation that's being had. I know the language that's being used. I know what it is that they're asking for. It's not just about having the data. It's about taking those data and then sitting down and saying, okay, now given what it is that I know now, right? Since I didn't have to take the 48 hours or the 72 hours or the 2 weeks to do this myself, I should now have the brain space to sit down and contemplate and work this over in my mind and say, okay, what is it that makes my company different? What is the experience that I want to provide that other companies are not providing? What is the experience that I want to provide for my clients that they're asking for that I have not been asking for? And how can I put the systems in place to be able to do that for them? Right. So I want to bring that in because that is a huge conversation right now. And it's like, I'm getting my time back. I'm getting my time back. I'm getting my time back. Great. You're getting your time back so that you can focus on the more human aspect of your business. So I just wanted to drop that there. Okay. So let's go to number 2. Okay. Some of the components of your premium offer. Now, I'm going to share a few of them here, but I'm really going to break this down in more detail in my Money Magic workshop on the 19th and the 20th. So if you click that link, for those of you in Clubhouse that is above my head, it'll give you a list of everything that's going to be taught in that class. But you will be walking away with a premium a premium offer. I don't like saying the word high ticket, just because there's a convolution there, and I'll explain that later. You'll be walking away with your premium offer. You will have a sales system to be able to sell it, and you'll be able to put together a system to create your marketing strategy for that. So that's that. The link's above my head for those of you who are here in Clubhouse. So one of the components of the high ticket offer is what I just discussed, which is that exclusivity. Okay. This is where you're going to do a couple of things. Okay. So a premium offer is premium because not everybody can have it. That's one of the things that makes it premium. If everybody can have it, if everybody qualifies for it, if anybody could get it at any time, it wouldn't be premium. It would just be like any of the other offers that you have, right? And so if we go back to how I define a premium offer, right? A premium offer is about the experience, not necessarily the price point. And the paradox here is because people who buy premium offers are willing to pay more because they want the experience. Premium offers just so happen to cost more, right? But it is more about the experience than it is the amount of money that you're charging for it. Okay. Now, in order for you to create that kind of experience, whether it's going to be a product based business or a service based business, it's not something you're going to be able to do for everybody. And for most of you who don't have very large teams, it's not something that is going to be scalable across your entire customer or client base, and it should not be, right? So you want to create an experience that requires something of your resources, whether that's you, whether that's your products, whether they're physical products or digital products. You're creating the experience that requires something of you. It's one of the reasons why everybody can't have it. Okay. And so because that's the reason why it's limited. And I want to touch on this really quickly, because one of the things that I absolutely, absolutely, absolutely hate with an absolute passion that I wish would die and burn in the pits of hell is the fake scarcity. Okay. Fake scarcity is not what makes your offer premium. I'm going to do this and I can only take 50 when you know you can really take 100, right? That's not true exclusivity. That's fake. And people who are empowered buyers and who play this game all the time and understand this, they can smell it. They can smell it in your language. They can smell it in your copy. They can smell it in your content. They can smell it on the call. Like they can smell it on you. And you might be able to get them to buy from you once, but you won't be able to get them to repeatedly buy from you. That is not what makes it limited. The fact that you slap a huge price tag on a piss poor service and say, I only have 50 of them left. No. What makes it limited is the requirement, what is required to create that experience, right? So with our premium service, there is a lot that is required to serve our premium clients in the way in which we do that. Okay. Now, for all intents and purposes, we are a very, very small company. Very small company, right? Like I think we would probably fit into the category of micro companies, right? If people use that kind of terminology. Extremely, extremely small company. There's no way, given our current resources, that we could serve 45 premium clients a month. It's not going to happen. It just cannot happen because we don't have the resources. And if we were to try to take on 45 premium clients a month, then the level of service, like a few things would have to be sacrificed, right? I love you all. I love businesses, but I'm not sacrificing my marriage to serve 45 premium clients. I'm not sacrificing our relationship with our children to serve 45 premium clients. I'm not sacrificing the level of service and the integrity at which we deliver that service to service 45 premium clients. It's just not possible. But the reason why it's not possible is not because I'm sitting here saying, guys, I only have 5 spaces this month and I'm creating this fake scarcity. It is because the level at which we serve and the experience that we provide requires us to give that kind of attention, and we simply cannot give that kind of attention without sacrificing our own values, and we're not willing to do that. So I know I said a lot. So I'm just going to pause right there real quick for anybody on stage who has anything to say or who has anything to share.
Atondra, I have a question. Can I?
Absolutely.
All right. As you mentioned, the fear, like when we are making an offer and we tell them these kind of words, like we have 10 seats left, we have 5 seats left. So you are telling that this is not the right way of doing it, or what exactly it is? If you can little explain about it, that will be definitely helpful.
Oh yeah, sure. Absolutely. So, okay. I know, like, for example, I know coaches whose audience is so primed to buy for them that if they open up a class with 100 seats, within the first 6 hours, 85 of those seats are already gone. Like, they're gone. They're gone. You're not going to be able to get them. And if you try to wait 24 hours to get into one of their classes, if you wait till the 24th hour, you will not get in because their 100 seat courses or classes or engagements sell out in 24 hours or less, right? It's a real thing. And so it's a real thing because that is something that they have cultivated, like it is real for them. What I am talking about is what a lot of, and I've heard it here on Clubhouse. I just heard it yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I've heard other coaches say this. I've heard other marketers say this, is the idea of creating a fake sense of limitation, right? Of telling people that you only have 10 spots left when you literally just opened the cart 2 minutes ago. That's not true. For most businesses, that's not going to be true. And so if I use our company, for example, right? We are in a space right now where we could probably take one, maybe, and when I say maybe, I mean that's a squeeze, maybe 2 premium clients, maybe, right? But when I say that, it is because of our true capacity, given the resources that we have and the way that we serve. So that's not a fake scarcity. I'm not telling you guys that we can only take 2 premium clients, but we have space for 10. The reality is, given our current resources and working in integrity and with the way that we like to serve, we really can't take on 10 clients. Right? So if it's 10 premium clients, which is one of the reasons why we decided to open up like courses and classes and do digital products and things of that nature so that we could serve more, right? That's a real limited offer because our resources and our capacity to deliver is limited. But if your capacity to deliver is not limited in the way that you are presenting to your audience, you're lying. If you open up a cart for t-shirts and you know you have 1,000 shirts left and you're going to tell people I only have 20 shirts left, you're lying. So I'm not saying that being honest about your limitations is the problem, because that's not the problem. That's totally in integrity. What I'm saying is creating that false sense of scarcity in order to create this false sense of urgency is where the problem is. Does that answer your question, Simone?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Great question. Travis, Michelle, were you going to say something? Oh, okay. So I thought I saw you on mic. That was on me. My bad, y'all. Okay, so. Go ahead, Lisa.
I've heard that used as well. I don't care to use that in my business. I've also heard some coaches say, hold on for a second. I'm sorry. I've also heard some coaches say things like they have their clients apply to work with them, when really, as long as the person has enough money to pay for their program, they let them in. So what do you know about that? How do you feel about that?
That is an amazing, amazing question. So for me, again, it's about integrity. So I will say this: when it comes to our premium offer, for us, we really don't work with every business, right? So like, for example, if someone, let's see, what is a business that we would not work with? For example, okay, if somebody is in, let's say they run a manufacturing plant, okay? In order for us to be able to serve that client, we would need to fly out and actually be on site to support them with their operations, because there's really only so much that I can do virtually, especially if you're trying to optimize what's on the actual warehouse floor. Right? If you're talking about back end operations, I can totally support you. But if you're talking about optimizing what's on the warehouse floor, we would need to fly out and be on site to be able to support you. Right now, we don't have the capacity to deliver on that, if that makes sense. So when we're working with our premium clients, we would need to know, hey, I'm going to ask you some questions. What is it that you do? What kind of business do you have? And what kind of capacity do you need our support? Because if we can't support you in that capacity, there's no point in you even putting down a deposit or you even setting up a strategy session, because we can't support you in that way, right? It's the same thing with coaches, and with mentors. In order to protect their own sanity, oftentimes, and in order to protect the integrity of their work, they do have to have people apply to work with them, because they can't work with everybody, right? They simply can't. And so if that is real and true for you, then absolutely, definitely have people apply to work with you, because what that does is that creates a boundary for you. There are some of us that no matter what amount of money you pay us, we are not going to work with certain businesses or with certain people. Right. So for example, somebody who's not an empowered buyer, like one of the things that I love to say all the time is, if you need me, if your business needs me, I don't want to work with you. Because if you need me, then what happens is I become your hero. And if I become your hero, I will eventually become your villain. And if I become your villain, I will eventually become a victim, because the hero, villain, and victim, they walk together in the same triangle. They never separate, right? So if someone's not an empowered buyer and they're in this state of like, oh my God, I need you. It's got, I need you. Then no. There's not an amount of money that you can pay me to take on the kind of stress that's going to be associated with that. So if it's an integrity with your business and it's an integrity with your line of work and the way that you work, absolutely require that application. But again, if you're creating this false sense of scarcity by saying, people have to apply to work with me, when you know good and doggone well you will take anybody walking, not walking, swimming, jumping, backpedaling, 3 eyes, 2 heads, and an extra breast on the back, you'll take them. You will. Like that kind of stuff. That's where we start to get out of integrity, if that makes sense. Did I answer your question, Lisa?
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Awesome. Go ahead, Travis Michelle.
I'm over here cracking up. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for bringing me to the stage. And let me tell you something. Y'all, listening to you, Atandra, you do not realize that you help save a life. You help save a life right now, because I am always, very professional. I try to be as prepared as possible. But when somebody screws up my order for a house that we are building and they didn't get back to me, and so now I have to have FaceTime with you, and that's that integrity part that you I know you speak about. But because I was very calm,
Mm-hmm.
I had them redo their research. Mm-hmm. They apologized, and everything went smooth. But their integrity, luckily the company I'm dealing with has integrity as well.
Okay.
Because we can't all make mistakes. And I'm just throwing that in there. Thank you for letting me vent a little bit. But I just want you to know I am in your class, and I can hardly wait for this, because I'm not a coach. People keep trying to put that label on me, but I am a strategist, and I know my audience. I have a premium audience, and I'm not there. Not that I can't work with the people that are beginners, but that's just not my niche. That's not where I'm going to really shine. I need you to already be empowered to know that you need to to level up to in order to succeed, because you're already there that you're going to, change your mindset. It's already going to shift. So I just wanted to say thank you. I love the fact that you say 10 toes down, and all money ain't good money, and you have to be willing to walk away. So I'm excited and can hardly wait for this class, even though I know I'm going to have my edges snapped and, probably my eye, I have to try to keep my eyelashes in place, but I'm excited.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, congratulations, Travis Michelle, on signing up for the Money Magic Workshop. I am super excited to be able to work with you. But yeah, like, it's, oh my gosh. Let me tell you the reason why I do what I do. Let me just give you all a little bit of insight. Can I share that with you all? If I can share that with you all, put a 1 in the chat. If we can just take just a little bit of a detour, and just let me share with you from my heart why I do what it is that I do. Okay. Here's the thing. On the surface, I say that I do systems, right? I do systems, I do automations, I build funnels, I strategize course launches, all of these different kinds of things, right? Like that's what I say on the surface. Where it comes from in my heart is this. Number one, I believe that the family is the foundation for everything, right? When the family crashes, so does the economy, so do the values, so does the school system, all of these different kinds of things. So do politics, all of this kind of stuff, right? And for me, when couples are in business, whether they're in business together or they have separate businesses or whatever the situation may be, when they are stressed out, marriages decline. When parents who are in business are stressed out, relationships with their children decline. When people are stressed out about their businesses, marriages break apart, families break apart. And when people are stressed out about their businesses, good people close their businesses. So you have the breakdown of marriages, you have the breakdown of families, and you have the breakdown of good small businesses, because not everybody is meant to have $100 billion company, and not everybody needs to have $100 billion company, and not everybody wants to have $100 billion company. And so when you look at the fabric of our country, specifically in the United States, right? Family and small business. And when small business owners who have families are stressed out and they can't relax, their marriages fall apart, their families break apart, they close their businesses. And then what we are left with are businesses who do not run with the same kind of integrity. They just had more resources and they had better staying power. And so when I think about the world that I want our children to grow up in, the men and the women they're going to have relationships with, the families that those people are going to be able to come from, the income that's required for that, and the future of just family in our country, that's why I do what I do. So when I say I create simple systems so that you can relax and run your business, I create simple systems so that you can relax and enjoy your marriages, so that you can relax and enjoy your children, so that you can relax and enjoy your hobbies, so that you can relax and enjoy the things that are really important to you, so that you can relax and make integrity-based decisions about how you vote in politics, so that you can relax and be able to meditate, so that you can achieve those higher states of being, so that you can contribute to this world in the way that the all that is, your creator, God, Allah, whoever you consider that to be, has created you to be able to do. That's where my heart is. I just tell you all that I do systems. And so when we ask these questions about creating the false scarcity or creating these false applications, it is literally because when you are doing your business out of integrity, that causes problems with your mental health. That causes problems with your emotional health. That causes problems with your spiritual health. And then you end up becoming the kind of person that cuts me off on I-10 without a turn signal, thinking that it's a game, and you want to try to follow me. And now I have to introduce you to a problem that you're not ready for. I know that was a stretch, right? But this is the reason why I am so adamant about having these kinds of conversations. And so if what you do requires an application because you really have to be selective about who you work with, then absolutely do that. And that's in integrity. And for those of you who want to create premium offers, I'm going to show you in the Money Magic class how to do that in a way that doesn't convolute your system so that your premium buyers don't even want to buy from you anymore. Right? Like I can show you how to do that if it's in integrity with what it is that you do. But if it is not in integrity with what it is that you do, my admonishment or my encouragement to you is to simply just not operate in that way. Okay? So I know that was a little bit of an aside. I'm going to pause if anyone has anything to say or anything to share.
Atandra, today you are on fire. Simon, yeah, I know what. Go ahead, Lisa. Simon actually had opened her mic before me. Go ahead, Simon. I just said, Atonda, today you're on fire. Listening to you is just listening on a podcast. Believe me, your voice is so beautiful and soothing, and it gets into my brains and it makes me to take down a lot of notes. And it gave me an idea to see how I can focus on doing these things. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I think Lisa or Travis Michelle, whoever was next.
Travis Michelle from Mexico. Okay, yeah. Now, I really appreciate you, Atandra, because there's so many times that even being taught by some coaches, which I'm not with anymore, there were some things that they were teaching, and I just didn't want to do it. And I didn't do it because it didn't feel right, and my integrity just did not go with it. So when we're listening as business owners, we have to take our own personal responsibility for the products and service that we put out and the way that we produce our product and our service. How do people look at you? That's going to last, right? If they find out that you were lying, because how do we say, oh, I only have, like you said, I only have so many slots. And then you're like, well, how come you keep saying that? Your slots aren't used up yet? I mean, what's going on? We have to learn to do what is comfortable for us, because I'd rather have 10 loyal clients than to have 1,000 and I'm lying to them and they're going to walk away anyhow. And then so you're constantly on the hustle and grind trying to get new people, as opposed to having a purpose of integrity, a service of integrity, your product of integrity. You're in it then for the long game. I'm Trevor.
Go ahead, Lisa. Thank you for that, Travis Michelle. Okay, so maybe she's busy. So yeah, so that's why systems and helping you simplify the back end of your business, that's why that's so important to me, right? And so again, like I said, if it's in integrity with what you do, then there's a way to do it. And I will say this, and this is something that we are going to discuss in the class, because there are a lot of you who require that. You know, my hairstylist, who's a really, really good friend of mine, when I was in Houston, she moved to LA to be a celebrity stylist. Stylist Lee, by the way, look her up. She is the truth. She is real. For certain services, she does have you complete, you know, you have to apply for certain services with her. And so I understand that there are people for whom that is absolutely necessary. There's a way for you to do it in a way that doesn't stress out your premium client, right? And so we'll talk about that in the class as well. Okay, so one last point that I want to make, and then we want to start going ahead and bringing people up to the stage for questions, is your positioning and the way that you present the offer, which we've touched on that off and on in this conversation, right? In understanding that the language that your premium clients use may be different from the language that your clients who aren't yet ready for your premium products and services use as well. So you've got to have a very clear communication strategy, right? So once you understand what they're looking for and you understand how they're speaking, then you have to become fluent in that language and have a strategy for how you're going to tailor your message to speak to them. Because what you want, this is what you want, okay? This is what you want. You want somebody to hear your voice, see your site, read a piece of your copy, see your content on social media, look at your offer, whatever way that they come into contact with you, watch your video on YouTube, whatever way they come in contact with you, you want them to see that and raise their own hands and say, you know what? That's me. That's for me. Yep, he's speaking to me. Yeah, she's talking to me, right? You want them to be able to self-identify. And that takes a little bit of time, especially for those of you, especially if you are like an absolute master at what it is that you do. You are so used to speaking the language of your mastery because you're a master, right? Like you're an expert. You went to school for this. You got coaching for this. You spent tens of thousands of dollars, for some of you, hundreds of thousands of dollars, whether that came in the form of money, experience, blood, sweat, and tears. You have so much invested in what it is that you do that level of mastery causes you to speak the language of mastery, right? Which is a beautiful thing because it identifies you as a master. But what you want, instead of only identifying yourself as a master, you want your premium clients to identify themselves as people who would benefit from what it is that you have. And so that requires you changing your communication strategy and even having a strategy for how you're going to communicate with them so that they can identify themselves. And then the last piece of that with regard to your positioning is you want to make sure that you have a system in place that allows you to gather feedback. Okay. So for many of you, that's going to be having a system to gather testimonials, right? But for some of us who work with different levels of premium clients, oftentimes your premium clients don't want to give you a video testimonial or even a testimonial where you're going to use their name because they value their privacy. And so you have to have a system in place to be able to gather the kind of information that you need from those clients so that you know where you need to shift the way that you're making your offer or shift the way that you're delivering your offer or shift your offer altogether so that you can serve them at a higher level. Okay, so that is what I wanted to share. That's what I wanted to talk about today with regard to scaling your business to serve premium clients. And so I want to point really quickly again, for those of you in Clubhouse, to that link that is above my head. If you are ready to serve premium clients, if you're like, you know what, I know that I want to do this, I know that I can, I'm great at what I want to do, I know that there's an offer in me, I just don't know how to find it and put it together, then you want to get into that workshop. Because when you get into a workshop with me, like I said before, I'm not a lecturer. It is actual work. I'm going to teach, and then you are going to go and do work and come back to the workshop with a result that I'm going to ask for. Let me say that again. I'm going to teach, you're going to go and do some work, and you're going to come back to the workshop with a result that I'm going to ask for. And then I'm going to teach some more, and you're going to do some more work, and you're going to come back to the workshop with more work that I'm going to ask to see. And so this is really and truly a workshop. You are really going to walk away with your premium offer, with the sales system for that offer, and you're going to know exactly how to create the marketing strategy for that. So that is what is up there. It's on the 19th and the 20th. It says from 11 a.m. to 1, but we're actually going to extend that from 11 a.m. to 3 because I want the opportunity to actually see what it is that you are producing during that workshop so that I can give you that live feedback and give you that support so that when you leave those 2 days, you walk away with something in hand that you are confident about marketing to your audience. And so that's what that is. Thank you all so much for your time. And for those that have questions, please raise your hand. We would love to bring you up to the stage to answer your questions or to receive whatever it is that you have to share.
I was going to say, Tandra, Jonathan, who I don't see him in the room, made some really good comments in the chat. You might want to check to see what he shared. And definitely, anyone that has questions, please raise your hand so you can come up and get them answered.
Yeah, so I'll go through those while we are waiting on that. So he says, focus on the value of the results and not the program or the process. That is absolutely, absolutely true. And I want to say this for those of us who are masters at what we do, remember that your audience doesn't care about your process. It may be awesome. It may be great. It may be something proprietary that you put together and it's totally great, right? Totally novel coming from you, but they don't care about your process. They care about the result that the process is going to be able to give them. He says most businesses fail because they are trying to sell to everyone and they end up helping no one. That is true. Or they're so concerned with working with so many people that they have no time to work on their business because they're so busy working in it. That is absolutely true. The difference between a 50K client and $1,050 clients is the work involved. And he says, have you determined your premium results? Get help with Atandra and she will help you. Oh, thank you so much for that, Jonathan. I know he had his hand raised, but we've changed the way that we do our rooms in here. And so, hopefully he'll come back or he'll listen to the replay, but I definitely appreciate that. Do any of the moderators have anything that you would like to add? What's up, Rocky? That you would like to add to the conversation or questions?
I think all the notes that I took, I got all my questions answered. Thank you.
Awesome. You are absolutely welcome. Well, then, you know what? I am done,
Actually, I do have a
Oh,
question.
yeah, go ahead.
Where are you teaching from today?
Where am I? Oh, I swear I'm not in the hot tub. I'm not in the hot tub because I'm recording this on video, okay? That would be highly inappropriate. And I do not think my husband would appreciate me recording from the hot tub. But repurposing that on YouTube, I am here at my little desk, my little space here that I set up with a neutral background so that I could record.
I think that might be a thing for you.
Listen, it was one of those. Remember that I put in the chat. I was on momager duty, so 2 of our children are like real live working artists, like working for real. And so I had momager duties that day, and a lot of stuff was coming up. And somebody did get fired. I think I put in the WhatsApp or in the Telegram. I was like, somebody's getting fired today. Yeah, somebody actually did get fired that day. And so it was one of those days, and I didn't want to cancel the room. So I was like, okay, well, how can I walk with both at the same time, right? Like, how can I walk with the fact that like I am having to fire people today, and I've got to do this clubhouse room, and I don't want to cancel the room. So the best way for me to be able to do that was to get in the hot tub, and that is the reason why that day I did my segment in the hot tub, but that was not recorded on video. So.
Hi guys, I missed you.
Hi. I know you had client work that you had to do today, so totally get it. Okay. Oh, go ahead, Rocky.
No, I was going to say yes. I don't even know. I mean, maybe this is a discussion, but I think sometimes I get tired of doing discovery calls. I think I'm going to like shut down my books for like a month. But you know, if you don't do discovery calls, you don't get new clients. But at the same time, I'm tired of doing discovery calls. Has anybody been there before?
Yes, I have. And there is a way, you know what? Just get with me, Rocky, because there's a way. There's a way.
I will. I'm supposed to weed them out. I'm supposed to been got with you a long time ago. So yes, well, my birthday weekend is this weekend. So after my birthday weekend, I'll be ready.
All right. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all that I had to share with you today. I hope that that was valuable. If that was valuable, please go ahead and pop a 1 in the chat. I would definitely appreciate it. That helps me simply because I want to make sure that I am providing tips, tools, and strategies that are actually of value. I have a heart for small business. I have a heart, you know, for small businesses, solopreneurs, and I want to make sure that you all are being served. And if what I'm serving is not what you want to eat, please let me know. Now that doesn't mean I will change because you know, I'm a Tandra. I might change, but depending on how you say it to me, I might not. You know, you might get it back. I'm just playing, but I just want to know. Want to make sure that whatever it is that I am offering is serving you all, and that is it. Who is up next? Who do we have up next? Because I don't have the thingy in front of me.
You were it.
Oh, I was it. Hey, it was
me. We made it.
Well, again, guys, that course is up there. You know, there's plenty of space left. I'm not going to be up in here like there's only like 5 spaces left. You guys got to get in, you know, get in before I shut down the cart. Oh, there's only 5 spaces left. I don't play those kinds of games. Like, you know, there's plenty of space. Now, I will say that at a certain point, if we get to a certain point, I may have to cap it a bit, because one of the things that I want to do with this particular workshop is I actually do want to see the assets that are created during class, just so that I can provide that live feedback, because I really want you to walk away with something that you can actually do something with, because I'm about people making money and I want you all to make money. So that's that. But yeah, as of right now, there's lots of space left. Click on it, you know, take a look at it. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I will answer any questions that you have with respect to that workshop. And that's it. So what do I do? Have I ever been the last person before? I don't think I have. Do I close out the room with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or how do we do this?
Yeah, it's on you. Big responsibility. Oh, look, Favor's ready. He's got our private.
You know how we do out here.
Hot tubs, jets, too much.
Always. I am.
Oh, wow. I accidentally shut down the room. That was crazy.